for Hispanic Heritage Month, we are highlighting Dominican visual artist Cándido Bidó. Bidó was born in Bonao in 1936. He was greatly inspired by his hometown and the people who lived in it. Throughout his career, he most frequently depicted the women in the villages of the Dominican Republic, either working or going about their day. He would do this using rough and plaster-like brushstrokes. His style is simple but expresses the depth of the people of the Dominican Republic during his life. He is now remembered as one of the best modern artists from the Dominican Republic.
September 19, 2022, around 2:23 p.m., police were dispatched to Washington Liberty High School because of a report of an active shooter. When police arrived, they swept the annex and the main building, but found no evidence to support the emergency call. The caller told 911 a shooter shot multiple people in a specific classroom in the building. However, this room does not exist. Similar false reports have been recently received by neighboring school districts, such as Loudoun and Fairfax County. These events are known as swatting. Swatting is the action or practice of making a call to 911 in an attempt to dispatch a large amount of armed officers to a particular address. This is not the first time our school has gotten swatted, as last year we conducted an immediate lockdown, and eventually students were sent home because of a similar call. The dangerous practice is causing schools and private citizens much turmoil and will result in the perpetrator getting fined and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Swatting has caused people's deaths and because of false reports triggered by the fake emergency.
On Monday, September 28th, NASA conducted the first test of a new planetary defense spacecraft called D.A.R.T. But instead of defending humanity from xenomorphs, the D.A.R.T. craft will be used to defend the planet from rogue asteroids. D.A.R.T., which stands for Double Asteroid Reflection Test, slammed into an asteroid over 7 million miles away from Earth. The spacecraft even captured its own demise live on video and beamed it back to Earth. Here's the clip.
3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Awaiting visual confirmation.
On Tuesday, freshmen voted in the SCA elections for new freshman officers. The new officers are Evie Price, class president, Ronan Wilson, vice president, Elizabeth Brown, secretary, Roy Smith, treasurer, Caroline South, third VP, Micah Bierman, Luke Jolly, and Luca Mendez, senators. We want to congratulate all the new members of SCA.
Generals, as cheer competition season starts, support your fellow cheerleaders by dressing up for Spirit Week, the week of homecoming.
Also attend the pep rally Friday the 14th to show your school spirit, and the details on themes for Spirit Week are coming. Stay tuned.
Exciting news, Generals. The WNL Senior Class of 2023 proudly presents Homecoming, Saturday, October 15th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are $30 and will be sold during lunches at a later time. This is an outdoor event. The max amount of tickets to be sold are 1,300, so buy soon. See you there, General.
Hey Generals, Mac here to give you some sports updates from this week. Volleyball played one game, competing against our crosstown rivals, the Wakefield Warriors, on Thursday. Field hockey played as well, playing George Marshall at home Wednesday. Lastly, golf played in their district tournament, having the number 1 regional qualifier and the team playing great all around.
Your idea of how to run a newspaper?
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Thatcher. I just try everything I can think of.
Charge, you know perfectly well there's not the slightest...
Widely considered to be one of the greatest films of all time, Citizen Kane is seen by some as a staunch, faux biographical retelling of the life of William Randolph Hearst, American media baron, politician, and newspaper publisher. To others, it is seen as a narrative covering a conglomeration of figures significant in American history, more concerned in its storytelling, themes, and methods of delivery. Released in 1941, Citizen Kane, directed and produced by Orson Welles, follows the recounting of the life of Charles Foster Kane, played by Welles, through those who knew him closely. The narrative is developed and deconstructed through the investigation of Kane's life and history by a reporter who is assigned to divulge the meaning of the insurmountably famous and eccentric Kane's last words, Rosebud. The reporter, who throughout the movie goes unnamed and faceless, interviews those close to Kane throughout his life, including his co-worker, Bernstein, now the chairman of Kane's estate. When asked who or what the significance of Rosebud is, Bernstein claims to not know, yet recounts his experiences with Kane, from his youth in Colorado to his eventual acquisition of a large fortune due to his mother's property holdings, leading to his stewardship being transferred to the banker Walter Thatcher, his subsequent legal guardian. The reporter, through further interviews with Kane's mistress, Susan Alexander, Estranged best friend Jebediah Leland and the writings of Walter Thatcher discovers that he gets a wildly different story on Kane based on who he talks to, either through the lenses of perspectives, the fogginess of memory, or the constraints of impairment. And while, by the end of the film, no answers are found in the reporter's eyes as to the significance of Kane's rosebuds save from the muddled perspectives of those close to him, a stark revelation is made to the audience that shifts their view of Kane and his values completely from where they may have lain beforehand. Containing both fantastic writing, pacing, acting, tone, and cinematography, even after a first watch, it is clear what makes Citizen Kane such a highly lauded film. Its most enjoyable moments came in its mystery, deception, humor, authenticity, and misdirection. Citizen Kane has also been held highly for its videography, with many shots throughout the film simply leaving you in awe of their messaging and depth. With perspectives ranging from the authoritarian despotism of Kane's political vistas to the grittiness and authenticity displayed of the streets and the oil paint backdrops to the stark introspective halls of Kane's Gothic estate, there are no shortage of entertaining, filling, and thought-provoking sceneries throughout Citizen Kane to complement the masterful angling of the cinematography and the delightful, lively performance of the actors on screen. Citizen Kane is a movie that outlives its age, and despite its focus on themes and figures of the time such as Hearst and the Great Depression, as well as its general datedness, through its ravaging story, innovative plot structure, and inventive cinematography, it delivers a one-of-a-kind experience which is more than worth a first watch and many more after. Next week, we'll be covering Don't Worry, Darling, and would like to add that if there are ever any new or old movies that you would like to be covered, please let us know. Thank you, Generals.